Hello and welcome to my channel, Synchronistic Tarot. Right, today I'm going to be continuing with what I hope is going to be a series of videos that are called Tarot Magic. So, today we're going to be looking at the Eight of Swords. So the idea here is I'm going to explain a bit about the card, and it's not a tarot session. This is about using the cards and the imagery of the cards to manifest things in our life and shift stuck situations. So there's going to be a bit of visualization using the imagery. Okay, so I have been doing a little bit of it and I feel a little bit unstuck. I'm just seeing the bigger picture a bit, I think, now. Nothing major at the moment, but I do feel it is helping me to see more opportunities and to feel more relaxed about what I'm doing, actually. So, okay, let's start with the card, which this is the central card of our visualization and manifesting exercise. This is the Eight of Swords, okay? So swords are mind, psychology. Eights are actually about advancement. Well, that doesn't look like a particularly advancing situation, but hear me out if you're not already aware of what the Eight of Swords is all about. I love this card at the moment. I've been thinking a lot about it. Sometimes some of the more challenging cards in the deck are our most useful and powerful. So, okay, she is standing bound up. She's got a blindfold on. She's surrounded by 8 swords. She's standing on the ground, but there is water nearby her feet. Okay, so let's just talk a little bit about that. So, when it comes up in a reading, it usually means, well, it does mean something about oppression. Mainly internally, so our psychological oppression, usually it can be cultural conditioning. It could just be that we feel really stuck, and it can go from just really wanting to leave our job, being in a toxic relationship, wanting to move home. But I'm sure everybody's been there at some point where they just can't see the way out. They want to move, they want to make a move, but they just can't see how they're going to do it. They have all exits seem to be blocked. Okay, now that is a very real feeling, but we are in the realm of the swords, which is in the mind. So if we can change our attitude, we can probably change our situation, and very likely so. Whereas wands are more about action. So if we're blocked in an action position, sometimes there really are external circumstances at that point which are stopping us, and we can't move. There may be a good reason for that. But anyways, focusing on the mind, the mental prison. So the invisible bars in our mind, they are invisible. If we really, really want something, we can normally pretty much get it. So, okay, yes, because we do move from the job eventually. We do move from the relationship we don't like eventually. But this is like making things happen a bit more quickly and without the stress so much and all the anxiety involved in change. So going through mental visualizations is very powerful. It may seem very simple, but it cuts through all the filters, in fact, which are the mental prison, because we're imagining ourselves visually doing something, and it speaks to the subconscious very clearly. So one exercise could be, using this lady here, is that you can visualize yourself, and you can act this out. I mean, I was just trying this in my kitchen actually earlier, just being her. These ties are very loose. They're very easy to shake off, and that's the message there. It's not real, okay? So shaking loose those the ties, and then taking off the blindfold and looking around, and you've done that. Now you're surrounded by swords, which you can walk away from. It's not a cage, it's open. It just kind of looks like one. And then having a little soak of the feet in the water, because water represents emotions. So at the moment, what we want to engage with our heart and what we really want. So having a paddle in our heart, maybe, You can think of your own analogies maybe there. I'm trying to do this a little bit quickly for you. So just getting in touch with the heart of the matter and what matters to us, okay? That's just stand in that lovely, fresh, purifying water for a little while, okay? In the background is a castle, okay? Now in the card that actually represents oppression and maybe from authority and family and culture, and but that can be relevant. That everything's malleable because this is our imagination, okay? So then let's imagine that we're stepping away from the swords and we're going on a journey, okay, to what we want. Let's feel that feeling of liberation and freedom of when we've escaped, okay? And let's soak that one in. It is a wonderful feeling if you think about when you finally finished a degree or when you have actually got out of a really horrible situation. There is that really great feeling of, yeah, whew, the future is open, yeah? And that's where you want to be mentally when you're doing that visualization with that card. Okay, so you're having a lovely wander around in this open landscape. I'm not going to say barren because it's let's call it a blank canvas here. You're wandering around in your own canvas. Now you can put your own images in there. You can visualize yourself wandering up to the castle, and the castle happens to be this beautiful new home that you've been dreaming of, your dream home, or just somewhere better than you are where you are. Okay, it's good to have a focus of where you want to be. If you've got a visual image of it, if you've got a photograph of it, keep it near, keep it in your head, or you know, just have it as a lovely idea. It's really up to you how you do it because it's still going to be effective. Okay, that could be a place where you are going to find your new work, and you imagine yourself walking in there. Get yourself dressed up how you want. You don't have to be in orange rags. It's up to you. Visualize yourself looking happy, looking liberated, looking free, looking joyful, and maybe the castle can be you walking into your new job and feeling really at home and feeling excited about what you're doing. It could be your art studio, it could be your music studio, it could be where you're going to go and do some writing maybe. Find one of those turrets, imagine it's your writing room, you know, really free up your imagination. This is what's so good about this card, because actually you've got this amazing landscape, and once you've taken off the blindfold and the ties, it's all yours, okay? So you could do anything you like with that and just keep practicing it when you're around, either in your head or, you know, physically at home. Got some other ideas, which are you can use some other tarot images which you could insert in there. I mean, if you are looking for a lover and you feel that you haven't been able to find love, or you're in a relationship that's quite toxic, but what you want is that new love energy. It doesn't have to be the knight in shining armour, but it's a representative of something romantic and fresh and just for you, okay? With a creative project, this is very much about turning your dreams into reality. So you can have the Knight of Cups, which is emotions and creativity. You could have him trotting about in your landscape, trotting up to you in the horse, having a conversation with him about what you want to do next. Or you could have him come and sweep you up on the horse. You know, just a bit of food for thought. So you could use that character in the landscape if you want to. Another one, this represents home, the sort of the finish line really of, you know, moving into a new home, being happy at home, feeling there's a lot to celebrate. You know, it could be getting married. You know, you can put that in there as well. That can be one of the places that people's the landscape there. That's the the Four of Wands. You can have the lovers in there again if you want to draw love. You've got that lovely image there. They can be there. They could be there at the door of the castle that you're going to walk into with your new husband or wife. This is lovely. Three of Cups. That's about community, friendship, celebration and joy. So if you've been feeling really lonely and cut off, then you can have people around enjoying themselves, so happy to see you, dancing, singing, sitting around playing Scrabble, whatever it is you fancy. And I've also picked out the Magician. So the Magician could be there to really bring in that manifesting energy that you need to create your dreams and plan your goals and get forward with your aspirations. If you've got Magician energy there, then you know you really want to kind of be thinking about manifesting what you want. I mean, you can kind of go on with that one and start making some notes about those things as well, so that you can sort of, you know, make some notes before you do the meditation. You can put all sorts of things in there. Bring in the Magician to help you fire it up. I've got Knight of Swords here as well. I mean, this can be a bit of backup energy, really. Knight of Swords is just going for it. It's not if you worry so much about what other people are thinking all the time, and you're not really sticking up for yourself and you're worrying too much about what other people think, it's time to give yourself some conviction and courage and bring in the Knight energy to do that for you. He can be racing about having a good time and fighting on your behalf in your scene. And then we've got the Empress. I mean, this is a wonderful image. If you want to get in touch with your sensuous, loving, fertile, if maybe bringing in a baby. If you don't see how you're going to be able to do that, and that is something that you really want, don't think about how, just think about what it is that you want and bring in the Empress energy, because the Empress is about fertility. Okay, so there's a few ideas, all right? Yeah, just use your imagination. You can write it all out first. You can keep working on it in your mind. I do find it really helpful. You may not notice immediate changes, but what I've noticed is just that my head feels freer. So circumstances, events, things that are going on that have felt really oppressive are just no longer having the power over me. And I think that's the starting point, is going, oh, okay, yeah, all right, these things are happening to me, they're happening. But I want to, I forgot him. I want to move towards a position of joy and happiness and contentment. There you go. You can have him sitting around somewhere on a, you know, near the castle, wherever, lounging about on a sun lounger, drinking a cocktail, whatever you feel that would bring you great happiness and contentment. Bring in that wonderful nines. Nines are about attainment. So that is about attaining your happiness, attaining your dreams, attaining that contentment that we all must have at certain points in our life. Okay? So, yeah, I think that's it. I'm going to try and keep these fairly short because I want to keep going with this idea, and I don't want them to be really long. It's just, that's the basic idea of the Tarot Magic series. Love to hear back from people in the comments about how you're getting on. If you could subscribe to my channel, it would really help me share the work that I'm doing with other people. And if you could like the video, that would be helpful too. And if you would like a tarot reading, then you can get in touch with me on Facebook, which is in the details below, I think. Okay, thanks for listening. Bye.